Hello. Welcome everybody to another episode of Tarot by Hilary Live. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Hilary of tarotbyhilary.com, professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, demystifying the mystical and putting you in touch with the most beautiful of gifts, your own intuition. Because yes, my friends, do not argue with me. You have intuition. So for this week's episode, we are going back into my deck collection and revisiting another one of my decks for card of the day pulls. Basically, what I like to do is I like to switch out each month and do a deck of the month for card of the day pulls. And before I go ahead and start the card of the day pulls, I like to do an episode on that particular deck so you can see a little bit about it. You can see some of the imagery on it, and you can basically see why I chose it to do card of the day pulls. So for this episode and for the month of September, we are going to be using the Mystic Mondays Tarot deck. So right here, Mystic Mondays Tarot by Grace Duong. So I have the deck that came out in 2018 from Chronicle Books. I think it might be out with another publisher at this point. But yeah, I'll do a little bit of research and I'll get back to you on that. But this is the deck that I have, the one that came out in 2018 from Chronicle Books. That's my deck. So yeah, let's go to our video intro and I will be back in 20 seconds. Okay, go ahead and hide this. And welcome back, everybody. So I did my intro already, which I usually don't do, but I'll do it again. I usually do my intro after we do the little video package at the start of the episode to just explain what the episode is all about, but I'll do it again. Hi, I'm Hilary. I'm a professional tarot reader and EFT tapping practitioner, and you can find more information about me and my work and to book a session at tarotbyhilary.com right there below. And if you're new to the live stream, welcome. So we talk about a different metaphysical or divination topic each week. Of my choosing and also of your choosing as well. I'm always open to suggestions if you want to learn about a particular tarot deck or a particular divination system or goddesses or Ouija boards or spirit boards or charm casting, and you want to know more about it, but you're too scared to ask. You can always ask me and I will always do an episode on it if I have the information about it. So this week's episode, we are talking about the Mystic Mondays Tarot deck, which is one of the tarot decks that I have in my tarot deck collection. And this will be the tarot deck that I use for card of the day pulls for the month of September. So I haven't started it today. In fact, I didn't do a card of the day at all today because of reasons. I was very busy today, unexpectedly. But starting tomorrow, I will be doing card of the day pulls, or, energetic pulls, basically. Because what I like to say is I have really rephrased my card of the day to not include this is the card of the day for September 1st of 2023, because sometimes with the different algorithms of different social media platforms, people are seeing the messages at different times, and they think, oh, this is a particularly resonant message, but it's not the right date. And does that mean that that's not for me? Well, no, it means it is for you. If you're resonating with that particular message, then yes, that message is for you. So I try not to put times or dates on anything anymore, because if the message comes up, it's for you. Let's use the algorithms to our advantage, right? So we will start to be doing that tomorrow. So I do see that Katie is here. Hello, Katie. Welcome. And if you're tuning in, please let me know if you're tuning in live or if you're watching the replay. I'd love to hear it as well, and where you're tuning in from too, because I don't know, I like to hear it. I'm broadcasting from the good state of New York in the United States of America, but you might be tuning in from a completely different country across the world, like I know Katie is. So, because I know Katie is one of our regulars. So last week we had our 4th anniversary episode, which was incredibly gratifying, and we had different episodes that we focused on over the 4 years that we've been doing the Tarot by Hilary live stream. It's really crazy. It's crazy to think about. And also I'm like looking around my living room, which has not been the place that I've been broadcasting for the last 4 years. It's a completely different apartment. We've moved about 2 months ago, so now it's a completely different space. But at the same time, it's still it's new and it's old. I don't know. It's nice. It's nice to be able to broadcast from our new living space, but still have that feeling of familiarity and consistency, since it is Friday night. You know what I'm doing. You know that I'm live streaming. So, and Fran is here too. Hello, Fran. Nice to see you. So yeah, let us start with one of the pillars of our episodes. And for those of you who are watching that are new to the broadcast, we have four main pillars, but 3 main pillars of every episode, which is we start with the astrology or the astro-weather from Teresa Reed from her wonderful Astro Biz Digest. That is a subscription that I subscribe to every year, $99 for the year, astrology in layman's terms straight to your email inbox. So I give you a brief taste of that. And then we move into the main topic of the night's episode. This week, we are talking about the Mystic Mondays Tarot deck. Then we move into the mid-episode reading, which is more than likely going to be done from the Mystic Mondays Tarot deck. And that is a little contest each week where all you have to do is comment. We will pick your name out of the lottery jar. Not everyone can win it, but everyone can participate. But we only can have one winner each week. But that is basically my way of thanking people for their loyal viewership. And if you don't happen to win this week, try again next week. It's not that I don't want to read for everyone. It's just that I simply cannot read for everyone every week. Then we'll continue with looking at the Mystic Mondays tarot deck, and then we end with the weekend forecast, which is either a tarot deck, a card from a tarot deck, or a card from an oracle deck, depending on how I'm feeling, to bring us into the energy of the weekend, prepared, not scared. So if you are liking what you're hearing, stick around, please, and give me a hell yeah in the chat if you're ready for the astrology from Teresa Reed's Astro Biz Digest. And I will go ahead and put on the crawler. Nope, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. There we go. That one. Stay tuned. Stay tuned to be considered for a live tarot reading. So that is the mid-episode reading that's referred to right there. Oh, and by the way, once again, the Book of Face has given me a notification that they have stopped my broadcast over on the Book of Face because I'm violating their terms of service. I don't know why. I'm not doing anything differently than I've been doing in the last 4 years or so. And by the way, if you're noticing that my eye is going that way, I'm a little bit distracted because I left the TV on to a movie that is awful, but it's one of my comfort movies. So I have it on in the background with no sound, The Prince and Me. It's a terrible movie. I am not going to lie. Circa 2004, Julia Stiles and Luke Mabley, where she accidentally falls in love with the Prince of Denmark. It's totally stupid, but it's one of my guilty pleasure movies. Maybe we should do an entire episode of all of my guilty pleasure movies. It's going to be a long episode if that's the case. Oh, okay. End credits. Go ahead and... What's coming on next? Pretty in Pink's coming on next. I can leave it on there. I won't get distracted. So Kathy's here. Hi, Kathy. I'm watching you on the Book of Face right now. I don't know what to tell you. I'm just letting you know that the pop-up happens every single time I'm using Be Live at this point. Maybe it's the third-party app that's doing it. I have no idea. But as long as you're able to watch me, that's great. If you're not able to, or if it cuts out at any reason, you can always jump over to the Tube of You. Same call sign at the end, @Tarot by Hilary, Hilary with one L, and you guys can find me. Just giving you a heads up in case it stops. And Fran and Katie, all of you are watching through the Book of Face right now. At least most of you are watching through the Book of Face right now. So I don't know. Mercury is still in retrograde, folks. Let's not forget that Mercury is still in retrograde. It's been rough, by the way. There are a lot of planets in retrograde. I was just reading that to Mr. Tarot by Hilary. And by the way, you're not going to hear him belching. You're not going to hear him doing anything right now because he's not here. He went to a concert tonight. He actually went and he rented a car and he drove to his friends. And then they're driving the rest of the way and they're going to see Guns N' Roses tonight. So let's see if Mrs. Tarot by Hilary gets a concert t-shirt out of this. But yeah, you're not going to hear him tonight. And I'm feeling a little bit adrift right now because it's just like I'm on his couch right now with the window open and the breeze coming in and he's not here. And I'm feeling a little bit weird about it. So yeah, codependency is a very real thing. So, but it's good. It's good that we have our own things. So yeah. Anyway, let's get into the astrology before I start crying or welling up a little bit. Fran, you should. I can belch for you. All right. Well, we'll bring you in later and you can belch for us as a stand-in for Mr. Tarot by Hilary. By the way, fun fact, I don't burp. I don't belch. It comes out the other way to be, I know, TMI, but I don't know why. I'm just not built that way. I can hiccup, but I just can't burp or belch. So I am a little bit envious sometimes when you like hear him in the background and you hear this like, bleh. I'm like, I can't do that. Why can't I do that? Aw, Kathy, and you're hanging out with us right now. We've got you. Thank you guys. I was thinking about not broadcasting tonight, but I'm just like, no, I have people depending on me for the astrology and the weirdness and the mystic shit. I gotta broadcast. So, all right, let's do the astro-weather from Teresa Reed. Let me go ahead and pull it up. And by the way, I didn't do a technology check at all, so I might be flirting with disaster here, but you guys are seeing me on the Book of Face. Let me just double check the Tube of You, just to be on the safe side. Hold, please. No, I shouldn't be looking through here. I was looking actually for the astrology on my phone just to make it a little bit easier so I don't have like tabs all on my computer. Yep, it looks good. It looks like we are broadcasting on both the Tube of You and the Book of Face, which are the two places that we broadcast. And if that's not happening, please someone give me a heads up in the chat and let me know. Thank you, Katie. Katie always comes in with the double tech check. So thank you. And Dina as well. Dina's been quiet, but Dina's there. Okay, thank you, Dina. All right. Astro-weather from Teresa Reed. Okay. So as you all know, if you've been here for a while, which you have, most of you have, let me go ahead and close that and pull up my info for the AstroBiz Digest. There we go. Okay. Ooh, that looks actually really pretty with this overlay, which is not mine, by the way. This overlay is native to Be Live. It's not one of the ones that I created myself. But yeah, here we have the logo for the AstroBiz Digest, $99 for the year, where you get astrology in layman's terms straight to your email inbox. Yes, it is geared towards entrepreneurs and business owners, but I always find it very helpful for planning my personal life and also my professional life because my tarot business is my main gig at this point. So cute, very cute. All right, let's do, there we go, side by side. Very nice. Okay. We got the monthly astrology for September. September is looking a little bit interesting. It's a mixed bag in there, folks, but I got you. At least for the weekends. I was just trying to look at the label. AstroBiz Digest. You know that Mercury is still retrograde. I think Venus goes direct as of the 3rd. So, but we will talk in depth about this. Here we go. All right. So, main transits going on. It's quite a bit. Three big things going down this week. Fun begins when Uranus stations retrograde on the 28th, so that's already happening. So we've got a lot of planets in retrograde right now. Whew, okay. This annual slowdown remains in place until January 27th. Don't panic. The effect is subtle. Uranus is associated with change, so you may want to hold off on career pivots, rebranding, and makeovers. Instead, use this time to experiment with new things. See what works and feels right. You'll be armed with all the necessary information to shift gears next year. Uranus retrograde is also excellent for reconnecting with old clients, community members, and peers. A retreat or conference hosted during this period could feel like a sweet homecoming. So the second big thing that's happening this week, the second full moon, so the blue moon, happens on the 30th in the sign of Pisces. So that was 2 days ago. This day may bring up all the feels for you and the public. Yeah, I was definitely in my feels on the 30th. It's best to lay low, rest up, and pamper yourself. A day spent at the spa will recharge your batteries. And then finally, the big third transit that's happening this week. Venus stations direct on September 3rd. After weeks of significant expenses and relationship drama, things simmer down. Money improves, people behave, and the public is more interested in buying. Keep in mind, Mercury is still moonwalking through the cosmos. Yes, Mercury is still in retrograde, so it will take time before you feel relief. All right, so is everyone ready for the specifics of Friday, Saturday, and Sunday? Give me a hell yeah in the chat and let me know. Oh my goodness, there's a lot of people viewing tonight. I have never seen this many numbers. So during the live, I'm also going to have a sip of my bourbon. I am having a little alcoholic refreshment. So, all right. Katie is saying, yes, please. All right. Let me go back to this. And let me do full screen. Hello. Okay. So, Friday. So today, Friday, September 1st, 2023. At 9:25 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the moon dashes into Aries, adding a jolt of fiery energy into the next 2 days. Launch new projects, take business risks, start a movement, and pitch all the media. It's also nifty energy for trying new things. When was the last time you did something spontaneous? What might expand your horizons? Take a chance and see what you discover. Hold your fire when the moon opposes Mars at 2:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Situations could turn ugly out of the blue and tempers may flare. By the way, that totally happened. Totally. Almost to the minute. Almost to the minute. Situation. So it's best to let everyone cool down. I tried. The evening is clear, perfect for making bold moves. Power day for Aries and weak day for Libra. So this Aries was not happy with the energy, but able to manage the energy. Let's just say that. All right, Saturday and Sunday. Saturday is a high energy day, so get up early and get moving. Yes, I plan to. The best time for a PR campaign happens when the moon trines Venus at 5:19 a.m. Not that early, though. You can automate stuff if you're not going to be up at that time. Be seen and you'll get plenty of eyes on your work. Inspire the masses when the moon is conjunct with Chiron at 4:53 p.m. A live stream, heartfelt newsletter, or public speech could lift spirits and encourage healing. Sunday begins with the moon setting up shop in Taurus at 11 a.m. While this is a stellar lunation for making money, art, and investing, it's also neato for pampering. My advice is to take the day off, do something fun, and fuel yourself with comfort food. If you insist on working, the best time to accomplish anything happens at 4:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with the moon Saturn sextile. It's dope for productivity and creativity. But really, do you need to work or do you really need time to play? You know what my answer is. Lastly, Venus stations direct at 9:20 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Breathe a sigh of relief. Saturday is a power day for Aries and a weekday for Libra, much like today, Friday. And Sunday is a power day for Taurus and a weekday for Scorpio. A lot of energy, folks. Lot of energy. All right. So before we move into talking a little bit about the Mystic Mondays tarot deck, which is the focus of tonight's episode, I do like to open up the floor and ask people if they want to know a little bit about Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, if they were having like a funky Tuesday and it's just like, I kind of want to know astrologically what was going on there. Let me know in the chat. Otherwise, we will move on to talking about the Mystic Mondays tarot. I have the AstroBiz Digest still up here. And also, fun fact about Venus in retrograde. Now, every planet, I think it's every planet that can go retrograde. But the reason why people make such a big deal about Mercury in retrograde is because Mercury is closest to us. And so it rotates it orbits most quickly around the sun. So Mercury goes retrograde a lot more than some of the other planets, and for 3 to 4 weeks of the time. So 3 to 4 times a year for about 3 to 4 weeks each time Mercury is in retrograde. So this is the reason why a lot of people understand or at least know about Mercury retrograde that may not otherwise know about it, because it happens so often. So, but there are other planets that go retrograde as well, such as Venus. And so you have to take that planet's the things that planet rules, and go a little bit slower with those topics or with those issues. So, for example, Mercury, when Mercury goes retrograde, it is travel, technology, and communication that's affected. Now, when Venus goes retrograde, it's usually love, relationships, and beauty. And also, I think finances as well is something that Venus rules. So, you have to be very careful sometimes, Venus, regarding Venus retrograde. And actually, the reason why I'm so attuned to Venus retrogrades is because when me and Mr. Tarot by Hilary originally got married, we were told basically we could either have the officiant that we wanted to have, or we could get married in a Venus retrograde, but not both. Like if we had waited, we wouldn't have gotten married during the Venus retrograde, but we wouldn't have had the officiant that we wanted. So we had to take our chances, but that was also very, very nice of the officiant to say so and be like, hey, by the way, astrologically, this is what's happening around the time that you're planning to get married. And I won't be able to officiate your wedding if you push it back another week. So, but I also want to let you know, Venus is in retrograde when you're planning on getting married. So, that's something to keep in mind as you're planning different events. And as long as you go into it with both eyes wide open, you should be able to navigate any stickiness, I guess. But I will say, anytime Venus goes retrograde, Mr. Tarot by Hilary and I are arguing about very similar things that we were arguing about when we originally got married. So keep that in mind about retrogrades, especially Venus retrograde. It's kind of funny at this point, and I mean, I did also say this to him. So it's just like, know who you're marrying. Like, he's used to this by now. It's just like, okay, my weirdo wife says apparently we're going to have issues of the same nature every single time Venus retrograde comes around, but I'm usually right. So it's just like, be aware when you marry a witch. These kind of things may happen. So I'm seeing that there's no one commenting in the chat. Anyone want me to revisit any particular days of the week before we get into Mystic Mondays Tarot? Speak now or forever hold your peace until next week, I guess. I'm going to have another sip of my bourbon. All right. Fran says, no, I'm good. Katie says, not for me, thanks. Cool. Kathy says, it was a rough ride. No need to relive it or explain it. At least not to me. I gotcha, Kathy. I understand. It was rough, wasn't it? Basically, I think it was was it 6 planets or 7 planets that were retrograde last week? Hold on. I have to say something. I think it's something that I posted on the gram of Insta about the different planets and what the different planets wanted in their retrograde. And it was nice. It was like a very nice summary to know about, where it's just like, this planet wanted this, but this planet wanted this, and this planet wanted this again. And it's just like, ooh, okay. And some of those needs were very contradictory. So it was hard. It was hard to navigate that particular energy. At least I thought so this week. Oh no. I guess I haven't posted stories in a little while. So no, nothing's coming up. You know what? You're right. Maybe we don't have to relive it. Because I think it was Jupiter was in retrograde, and Saturn was in retrograde, and something else was in retrograde, and Mercury was definitely in retrograde. It was just a lot. Let's just ask. Let's just ask. How many planets are in retrograde right now? 7. Well, that was as of 2 days ago. Holy crap. Yeah, Mercury and Venus, we know that. Yikes. Yeah, okay. Mercury and Venus, which are the inner planets, as well as those that are further away, including Saturn, Chiron, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And then on September 4th, Jupiter will join the lineup of planets in retrograde. Continually reminds us that our path is not linear. All right, enough. Yeah, so Pluto retrograde still going on. I'll let that pop up first. The planets are telling us to stay in bed. But unfortunately, we can't, Katie, right? Like, so this is part of the reason why I will give the astro-weather, especially from Teresa, because she's just like, sometimes you can't put off certain things, but it is like, use the astrology to make your best decisions, work with the energy that's there rather than against the energy that's there. But I certainly wanted to stay in bed for some of the days. I'm not going to lie. My highlight of the week was getting your book in the mail. Yay, Kathy! Hooray! Now I have books by all of the card slingers. Oh my God, that's so fantastic. That makes me so happy. I'm gonna tear up a little bit. I'm gonna cry. I found out from Sophia that this is weird. So the other day, she was down in the city and she went to the Morgan Library, which I still have not been to yet. But I know that the Morgan Library has the most complete collection of the oldest known cards of the Visconti Sforza tarot deck, originally created by Beneficio Bembo, I believe. Hold on. I cited this on page 50. I cited this on page 50 of my book. So I swear I'm on topic here. Yes. Beneficio Bembo. The Visconti Sforza tarot cards on display at the Morgan Library and Museum in New York City are the most complete example of a deck from the 15th century. They were most likely created by Bonifacio Bembo. So, like, weird full circle moments. Sophia messaged me and was just like, hey, guess what? Your book's in the gift shop of the Morgan Library. And I'm like, what? What happened? Huh? What's going on? So yay. That makes me so happy that people are starting to like get my book almost a year later after it came out. I don't know what's going on. It feels like there's these weird like ebbs and flows with my book. Like people are starting to catch on to it. That is just like, oh yeah, I have a book. Yes. That explains why the tarot deck I ordered is moving between delivery providers. Mercury retrograde. Yes. Mercury retrograde. Many of the planets retrograde. Hold on. That's what I was doing, right? Before we move into talking about the Mystic Mondays deck. Yeah. So Pluto retrograde, May 1st to October 11th. Neptune retrograde, June 30th to December 6th. Saturn retrograde, June 17th to November 4th. Saturn retrograde, it has been like, woo, okay. Venus retrograde is ending in 2 days. June 17th to, sorry, that was Saturn. July 22nd to September 3rd. Chiron retrograde, July 23rd to December 26th. Mercury retrograde, August 23rd to September 15th. Uranus retrograde, August 28th to January 27th, which Teresa did mention. And I'm coming soon to a theater near you, Jupiter retrograde on September 4th to December 31st. Many astrologers caution us not to begin anything new during retrograde or make any sudden changes or big decisions. Once we emerge from this descent, we do so as more of who we are. We emerge with these newly reclaimed parts of ourselves. We emerge with greater clarity on our next season, the direction of our forward movement, our most aligned desires, and our enhanced understanding of quite simply who we are. Okay. All right. And that's from Yoga Journal, by the way. The information about the retrogrades. Okay. That's not what I originally wanted. I wanted the meme that I shared with everybody, but I have a feeling that I'm not going to be able to find it. Hold on. Wow, everyone's talking about this. Today.com talking about this. Well and Good is talking about this. Teen Vogue is talking about the 7 planets in retrograde. All right, everyone's freaking out about the 7 planets in retrograde, but it's just like you don't have to. You don't have to freak out about it. It's just like it's happening. What planets are direct right now? It's more like what planets aren't direct right now. Let's see. Meme. I'm just going to write meme. There we go. TikTok. The talk of tick. It's probably not going to come up. Hold on. Yeah. Basically, Dina, you're correct. Just a slow your roll kind of energy. Yeah. So one person posted last week, me remembering that 6 planets are in retrograde today, and in a few days that number is going up to 7. Exactly. Like there are things that are out of our control and there's nothing we can really do about it. So you just have to do the best that you can with what you're given. I think I did post it to the Book of Face. Not my Book of Face, my personal one, not my professional one. You know what, Katie? Same. My roll is so slowed, it's becoming hard to move. Eventually, we'll get that momentum back again, I'm sure. But it's just like, what are you going to do? You know? All right. Hold, please. Me. Posts. Okay, photos. Uploads. That makes me laugh. That wasn't it. It was my posts. Let's see if I can find it really quickly. If I can't, oh well. We'll just move on. Yeah, I can't find it. Sloths move faster than I am at the moment. Fun fact, I'm very afraid of sloths. And one of my friends gets immense joy out of the fact that I really get freaked out about sloths. So she'll send me pictures of sloths. And she's like, they're so slow. Like, how can you be afraid of sloths? They're so slow. You're going to be fine. If they try to attack you, they're just going to be like, and you can move out of the way. I'm just like, I don't care. It's the smirk on their faces. I don't like it. But the sofa is so comfortable and it's my safe place. You guys are barking up the wrong tree. You know that, right? I am a tough love tarot reader. I'm going to tell you to get up off your asses. Yeah, they're not native. They're not native to New York. Thank goodness. All right, okay, lots of tangents. Let me unplug this so I don't overcharge my laptop. So let us get into talking about the Mystic Mondays Tarot, which is awesome. So this is my original copy, is from 2018 by Grace Duong, produced by Chronicle Books. So I'm not sure if that is still the publisher. Let me do a quick Dr. Google search. But I think Chronicle Books is the distributor. I could be wrong about that. Let's look. Let's see. Available in most bookstores. Yes, still Chronicle Books. Publication date, October 16th of 2018. Most people love it. 5 and 4-star reviews. It is a little bit different than the most traditional, Thoth or Rider-Waite-Smith decks. And you'll see why in a second. It's very bright. And some of the symbology is not as traditional. So keep that in mind if you are looking to pick up a copy of the Mystic Mondays Tarot. It may not be your cup of tea. I've noticed with certain decks, there is that kind of love it or hate it, extreme reactions to decks. Like I've said it before on this live stream about like the Wild Unknown tarot deck. People either really, really love the Wild Unknown or they really, really hate the Wild Unknown. And there's like really not a medium, moderate reaction to it. So too does this happen with the Mystic Mondays Tarot, where people either really, really like it or they really, really hate it. And there's no really like lukewarm reaction to this deck. So you open up the box and you've got the iridescent on the side, which I love. I stand for a good box. I stand for a nice iridescent and a good guidebook too. And then this is the top of the box inside. Trust your intuition. You're speaking my language when people say that. You've got the book, the companion book on the top. Companion book on the top. And then the deck. The deck has the back here. It has silver iridescent trimming. Okay. And the imagery is a little bit more geometric, very bright colors. Again, not your typical standard RWS deck. And here's the bottom, and here's the back. Yes, solid and shiny at the same time. Exactly. So Dina says, we call the Wild Unknown the Grumpy Tarot. Is that we or is that you? Because for some people, it's a different energy. There are some people that it reacts very kindly and gently to them and gives kind and gentle readings. And there are other people that it's just like, bitch. And you never know. You never know how a deck is going to be with you. I did get fair warning, not necessarily about the Mystic Mondays deck, but I did get fair warning about the Sorcery Underground deck from Sophia, Benevolent Corvus, where she was just like, listen, like it's it's a rough deck. That deck, and then also, oh gosh, what was the technique that we were using? We were using a specific technique for the alchemical tarot one, and she did not warn me. She did not warn me about this. And then a couple days later, I was just like, hey, have you had this experience about like these cards like really calling you out? And she was like, oh yeah. I'm like, why didn't you tell me? And she was like, I figured you didn't need to know, right? I didn't want to color or you know, predispose you or to something. I wanted it to basically speak for itself, or have your own experience of it. And I'm just like, you should have warned me. And she's like, yeah, sorry. Okay, so Dina, you and your husband, the grumpy tarot. Okay, I'd be interested in knowing exactly why they're so grumpy. Okay, so we do not have these cards in order, but I'll try and put the major arcana in order for at the very least. But let's talk a little bit about, actually, I'm not going to put them in order. I'm just going to separate the major arcana from the rest of the deck. Though that looks like that kind of happened, maybe through my teaching. I'm not sure if I brought this deck with me to Harvest Gathering this year. I could have. I don't remember bringing it, though. Some of these are quite fun, but and they do have figures on them. So they do have human figures on them, which could be a little bit of a drawback if you're looking for a deck that does not have human figures on it. So be warned about that. But there are quite a few animals in this deck too. But most of all, it's like the colors and the geometric shapes that either is a turn on for some people or a turn off for some people. And I think the court cards are very strong in this particular deck. Like, for example, here we've got the Knight of Cups. Has this kind of like frog prince energy to it. Okay, there's the Empress. Interesting. So Dina is saying the Wild Unknown has a dark vibe. Wild Unknown just has a dark vibe. Does anyone want to respond to that? I mean, I haven't noticed a dark vibe for the Wild Unknown, but to each their own. Like, this is the reason why there's so many different tarot decks on the market now. Like, thank goodness for variety. Thank goodness that like what is delicious for me might not be delicious for you, and that's okay. Oh, nearly put Major Arcana in the wrong one. Do like the King of Cups too. Very like Aquaman. Mystic Monday's app is very good. I have heard that. I've heard the app is very good. All of her decks, so you can get a tarot and an oracle reading. Now, I don't have her oracle deck. For those of you that do have her oracle deck, let me know how it is. Might have to get it. All right, so this is the Mystic Monday's claim to fame, at least here in the live stream. The Death card. That infamous tarot reading for the collective from the collective of 2020. The Death card reversed. Pretty sure it was this for the month of March 2020 when everything shut down. Like, you guys all saw it. Maybe the dark ink drawings in the text that is ultra real. Yes, the guidebook for the Mystic Mondays deck is very, very good. I like it a lot. Has anyone else worked with the Mystic Mondays? Besides the tarot reading from the collective for the year 2020. Which is a little bit nutty in hindsight. All right, I think I sorted all of them. Yes, the color palette. I like the color palette, at least for the ones you've shown. Mm-hmm. And then also I did do a quick thumbnail of the Mystic Mondays, so all of you could see it, you know, if you're tuning in. Hold on, let me see. Let me remove the color here. Let me show that. Oh, I didn't do it, but I know where it is. Hold, please. Yeah, so here's some of the major arcana of the Mystic Mondays. So you can see, as Kathy was saying, I like the color palette. So, you know, you've got the Fool, the Magician, the High Priestess, the Empress, the Emperor, the Hierophant, the Lovers, the Chariot, Strength, the Hermit, Wheel of Fortune, Justice, the Hanged Man, Death, the Temperance, the Devil, etc., etc., etc. So I'm going to go ahead and put the major arcana in order while I'm sitting here. That way we can go through it. And then we will do the mid-episode reading from the stack. Actually, you know what? I'm going to keep them askew. I'm just going to shuffle them up. I'll still do them flashcard style, but not in major arcana order. Just so we don't put them too much in order before the mid-episode reading. Yes, the Devil card is interesting. I did notice that too. All right. So the Hermit, the High Priestess. I do really like that High Priestess. It's a little creepy though. A little creepy. Wheel of Fortune. Justice. The Star, which is actually one of the prettiest stars I have ever seen. And by the way, our newest episode of the Card Slingers Coast to Coast podcast last week was a deep dive on the Star card. Death. Now that's the most infamous card out of this deck because of that reading in 2020. If you're not familiar with what I'm talking about, go back into the Two of You archives for this live stream and look up tarot reading for the collective for the year 2020. Skip forward to March. You will know what I'm talking about. The Fool. The Emperor. The Magician. So Katie says vibrant colors still got a level of darkness to them. Light, and dark. And Dina says she bears it down so well to the archetypal essence of the cards. I agree with you. I mean, speaking of that, the Empress. Look at that. The World. I really like the world card for this deck because it's like the atom, it's like the microcosm and the macrocosm. That what happens in the world affects us, and what we do in our inner lives affects the world. I like that a lot. The Tower. The Devil. So Kathy said the Devil card is interesting. Yeah, I like that. It's like it feels very much like a devil is in the details kind of card, with the staircase going up to like the mind or the hair beside the devil with the devil horns. The Hierophant. That very like Illuminati kind of imagery to it. The Moon. So it looks like it's a figure on that like little tip of the iceberg there looking out. Very cool. The Sun. The Chariot, and I don't know how I messed up this card, but there's a little bit of a scuff mark on this card. I don't remember doing that, but I might have. I'm trying to think of the last time I used these cards. I think it might have been at Decadent Ales. Could have been at Decadent Ales for their holiday market, I think. Might have been the last time I used this deck. Temperance. Balance, that seesaw, but again, those geometric shapes. The Lovers. Judgment. The Hanged Woman. So it's kind of like those aerial silks. And Strength. And hopefully I'm not missing anything out of the major arcana, but please let me know. Very much so. The vibes of the quantum realm. Are there any particular cards that people want to see before we move into the mid-episode reading? Because I'm going to go ahead and shuffle. Ooh, the Ace of Pentacles is really pretty. Look at that. Katie says, Queen of Wands, please. Wait, let me see if I can search for her. But I do like the color coding of these cards, where you know which suit they're in just at a glance. You don't have to guess because you have that color coding going on. Queen of Wands. There's the Queen of Wands for Katie. And Kathy is saying the Queen of Pentacles, which I think I just passed. Yeah, Queen of Pentacles. Queen of Pentacles. All of the queens are actually really pretty in this deck. So, anybody else before we move into the mid-episode reading? Because I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the major arcana back into the deck. Yeah, exactly. Yep. I'm liking those queens. Me too, Katie. Me too. So while I'm shuffling the major arcana back into the deck to prepare for the mid-episode reading, let's get that started. Let's get that process started. And Francis is like, yes, now. Shuffle away. Shuffle away. Will do. All right. So what I'm going to say to everybody, I mean, for those of you who have been here, know how the mid-episode reading works. I'm going to go ahead and put on the comment snake and the lottery jar. And so all you have to do is comment something nice. Comment your favorite card, whatever you want to do. So all you have to do to be considered for the live mid-episode reading is comment into the chat. And after a couple of minutes, we will pull randomly, and that person will receive a 3-card reading from me from the Mystic Mondays Tarot deck live. So that's the rules. Them's the rules. And, if you don't happen to win this week, you'll just have to tune in again next week when we do it again. So I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the major arcana. And then I'm going to insert the major arcana back into the rest of the deck. And then I'm going to shuffle it again. Because that's just how I do. Yeah. So Dina's saying, I do like the Empress. The Empress is really nice. I mean, a lot of these cards are really nice. And there are certain cards where I'm just like, oh, that's rough. Like primary colors, very like garish, and then there are other there are other cards that are like very dark. Like kind of like what Katie was saying, kind of like what Dina was saying before, and I think Kathy as well. The dark, like kind of like the dark vibe, Even for a bright deck, it has that ability to be dark, to distill down some of this archetypal energy into very simple symbols. So Dina's saying, but I am a Taurus ruled by Venus. So, there's a little bit of a bias there, I would say. All right. I see that Dina is the only one that's commented to be eligible for the mid-episode reading. So let me go ahead and put a little bit of urgency in here and do a countdown and say that this closes in 3 minutes. So if you would like to participate in the mid-episode reading or be considered for a live reading, have to comment in the chat in the next 2 minutes and 50 seconds. Otherwise, Dina gets it by automatically. All right, there's Fran. I got nothing to say. Shocking, shocking, I know. That's fine, but you're still eligible for the reading. And if you don't want the reading, you can always pass it off to somebody else too. So. And Kathy said, that's very nice of you, Kathy. I was holding off because I got a reading last week, but I'm still here. If my name is chosen, I'll pass. All right, sounds good. So we've got Dina, we've got Fran, we've got Kathy. All right, now I can actually shuffle. All of the cards are back in the deck. And I kind of like doing these revisiting of tarot deck episodes because I get to kind of show the deck in action as I'm doing the reading, and then we can revisit certain cards because it's hard to, show all 78 cards of a deck. And there are some cards you may not like. And for good reason too. Not every card you can feel soft and cozy and comfortable with, because that's not what the tarot is about. It's not meant to be necessarily comforting, especially with some of the images or some of the cards. Like, some of them are very disruptive to wake you up, to give you that wake up call message. Oh, thank you, Dean. I would pass, but your readings are so great. LOL. Thank you. Well, you've got less than a minute, and then we will close the contest, and I will pick a winner. Is it weird that I didn't realize that Annie Potts was in Pretty in Pink? Pretty sure that was Annie Potts. It's been a while since I've seen Pretty in Pink. All right, 20 seconds. Yep. All right. Before we move into the mid-episode reading, comment your favorite Annie Potts role. Mine is always going to be Ghostbusters. Yeah. It was a long time ago. I mean, like, there's certain episodes that not certain episodes, certain movies that I'm just like, I know that I've seen it, but it was so long ago that I don't remember any of this. So, all right, let me go ahead and take that off because we're done with that. We are ready to go. And let us pull the mid-episode reading. Are we ready? Drum roll, please. Pick a winner. Kathy! Do you want to pass? Or do you really need a reading? If you want to pass, say pass. If you want to participate and you want a reading, go ahead and put in your question in the chat. Also, James Spader is in this too, right? That's very nice of you, Kathy. All right, so Kathy is passing, so let's pull another winner. Dina! Dina, you are the winner of the mid-episode reading. So go ahead and put your question into the chat, and I will pull 3 cards from the Mystic Mondays tarot deck. Thank you very much to Kathy for passing, sharing the love. And whenever you're ready, go ahead and post your question. And Mr. Tarot by Hilary just sent me a video. I'm intrigued. See if it plays. They're playing Welcome to the Jungle. All right. What does the universe want me to know? The most general question, which is some of the best questions, I think. All right. What does the universe, what does tarot want you to know? My autocorrect said all. All right. Okay. Ready. Four of Swords reversed, Queen of Pentacles, 10 of Swords reversed. So let us go to the guidebook. But as always, I will give my interpretation as well. So you kind of get a little bit of how the tarot deck functions, if you were looking to purchase this particular tarot deck, what the guidebook's like. But then, of course, you'll always get my interpretation as well on top of it. So 4 of Swords. So this particular guidebook has 2 pages for each card. 1 page for the upright meaning and 1 page for the reversed meaning. So the 4 of Swords is coming up reversed for the first card for what does the universe want you to know. So the reversed meanings from the guidebook for the Mystic Mondays for 4 of Swords. Keywords for the reversed card are depletion, burnout, and exhaustion. Attempting to do everything at once is actually inhibiting you from making any progress. The lack of focus is scattering your energy, so nothing is solidified. Take one step at a time and focus on the task at hand. Your mind is racing and your body is trying its best to keep up with it. You may be ignoring your physical needs, which will inevitably lead to burnout and exhaustion. Reconnect to your body and spiritual desires. The body is a vessel that carries the soul, so do due diligence to take care of it. Your mental state will suffer if you don't. Be careful of overthinking, as that can lead to creating problems that aren't even there. There is a comfort in staying busy, as you're afraid of what the silence will bring. Lean in and listen. It's often what we need to hear the most. So that is the Four of Swords reversed. Now, Queen of Pentacles upright is a kind of like, I feel like the Queen of Pentacles upright is kind of the answer to the Four of Swords reversed energy in this particular scenario. So upright, Earth Mother, nourishment, and hearth. There is nothing in this world like a mother's love. The Queen of Pentacles represents the ultimate Earth Mother, nourishing you with love, comfort, and support. She keeps a balance between her home and work life, creating cozy, warm environments for her loved ones. People feel safe and at home in her presence, trusting her generosity and spirit. She is practical and resourceful in her dealings, knowing how to make a little go a long way. The Queen of Pentacles asks you to invest in yourself to create ultimate freedom on a financial and spiritual level. The more you have, the more you are able to share and give to others. Root yourself in your desires for independence and financial security with a grounded and down-to-earth attitude. Allow abundance to flow naturally. And to me, the Queen of Pentacles has that emphasis on the heart chakra. Like, notice how that orb there is like directly in the heart chakra, like sphere or sphere, silly, but in the heart chakra position. So it's just like that leading with your heart and knowing where to bring yourself back to balance. Like, it is a very intuitive thing where it's just like, you kind of know that you've been going. There is that sense of like what the guidebook is saying about the Four of Swords reverse, where it's just like there isn't a discomfort there to, it's just like, if I stop, am I going to be able to start again? If I stop, does that mean I'm going to find out some uncomfortable truths in the silence? Like, I mean, that's a very valid point. But with the Queen of Pentacles, it's just like it does bring you back down to earth and to reality. And don't be fearful about getting grounded, because you will be able to gain that momentum back. Yeah, ground and center. So me overthink, ... and ground and center. Yes. So that's the first two cards. And let me pull back up your, okay. And then the final card, I'm so thankful that the Ten of Swords is coming up reversed. Because if it was coming up upright, I'd be like, ah, but it's not. So the Ten of Swords reversed is victimhood, restoration, and transformation. Dramatic events have led you to strongly reevaluate all areas of your life. You're letting go of what does not serve you anymore, purging all the excess baggage so that you can begin a new cycle, wise from your life experiences. Old beliefs no longer resonate with you, and you are shifting your perspective. Avoiding change to avoid pain just prolongs the inevitable. Personal transformation requires that you let go of something old so that you can make room for something new. Constant thought chatter about worst-case scenarios has you worrying about the future, paralyzing you from living in the present. Take inventory of thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes, and clearly label the ones you want to keep and the ones you want to throw away. Allow your awareness to help you grow from your experiences. So when the Ten of Swords comes up reversed, it's usually a sign that something does need to be released, something does need to be let go of. And you know, there is that completion that needs to happen. It's almost like a little version of the World card to me, where it's just like there is that cycle that needs to complete, but something is preventing that finality from coming around. It could be you, it could be the go, and it could be, you know, what are you preventing from letting go. Like, what are you preventing from ending because you're not willing to let it go, or you're not sure that this is the right time to release it? There's never going to be a right time. There's just not. So, real quick synopsis for these 3 cards that are coming up. 4 of Swords reverse is, it's not the opposite of rest, but it's just like, what are you doing? What actions are you taking that are stopping you from resting, that are necessary? Like, you need to keep going, but you also know that, like, some of it might be avoidance. And then the Queen of Pentacles is basically telling you to ground and center, use that balance, to tell you where your energy needs to be focused. Because right now it is a little bit scattered. You're going in many different directions, and you can't really get closure in one area because you're going in so many different directions. And then finally, the 10 of Swords reversed is basically telling you got to release something. Something has to end. But you are in the position where you can choose what it is that's ending. If it was upright, I would say something's ending and you don't have control over it at all. Yep. Universe knows I'm a little run down. Thank you. You're welcome. You're very, very welcome. So this is part of the reason why I love to give the mid-episode readings, because you really do see the cards in action. That wasn't even your reading, Fran, but if you feel personally attacked, there's something in there for you. There's something in there. Even if it wasn't you that was picked, you're welcome. Cards come for us all. All right. Does anyone want to see any other cards of the minor arcana, since we've seen the major arcanas and we have seen some of the minor arcana cards? And once again, thank you to everyone that basically volunteered, put themselves on the line to submit to be part of the mid-episode reading. And thank you to Dina for allowing me to read for you. It is an act of radical vulnerability to be read for on a live stream like this. And I thank you. I thank you the honor of reading for you. And let's continue looking at some of these cards. So we saw the Fool card, like 10 of Wands. Like, that's a pretty good 10 of Wands. Why do I have these upright? Hold on a second. Let me flip them over. 5 of Swords. 8 of Swords. I'm just going to keep them reversed if they do happen to come up reversed. 8 of Cups. Ace of Pentacles is actually quite nice. I like that one. 6 of Pentacles. 6 of Cups. 10 of Pentacles. Don't have to do that one. Don't have to do that one. I need to shuffle these up a little bit more. Knight of Pentacles. Very nice. 3 of Cups is a sweet one. Princess of Swords. Queen of Wands, by popular request. 4 of Wands is very interesting. It's kind of like more of a cooler element, though, because most of the Wands suit feels a little bit more orangey, a little bit more fiery because of that designation. But 4 of Wands, not so fiery. 7 of Cups. 4 of Swords, like we saw before. Chariot we saw. Princess of Wands. See, again, that orangey and the reds. But 9 of Pentacles. Lover's card we saw before. 2 of Pentacles, so you've still got that infinity symbol in there. 5 of Cups is really interesting. I like that one. Does anyone have any requests of minor arcana cards that they wanted to see? Otherwise, I'm just going to keep going through flashcard style. 7 of Swords. King of Swords. Eight of Pentacles is quite lovely. Seven of Wands. Oh, geez. I didn't realize that battery life was so low. Ace of Wands. Again, another cool toned for the Wands. Six of Wands. Five of Pentacles. Two of Cups. Knight of Wands. Ace of Cups. King of Wands. Vroom, vroom. See, now I'm thinking about, like, maybe I should get the Oracle deck and the astrology cards. Great deck paired with her astrology cards too. Yeah, I was just explaining to my mom about the links between tarot and astrology today, because she didn't realize that there were links between tarot and astrology. So it's a possibility. King of Pentacles has a little bit of like this James Bond kind of feeling to it. Eight of Wands. Three of Pentacles. Four of Pentacles. Nine of Swords. Seven of Pentacles. So there are still some nods to more traditional symbols of the RWS. Not a lot, but they're in there. Queen of Cups is a mermaid. Three of Swords, very traditional. Knight of Cups, I already told you, is kind of like Frog Princey. All right, I'm going to stop there because my back is starting to hurt a little bit. I can't go for hours and hours on end anymore, guys. I'm getting old. Yep, I think it's time to wrap it up. I'm getting tired and my back hurts and everything. So are we ready for the weekend forecast? I am going to pull an affirmation card from the Super Attractor deck. If that's all right with you guys. Yeah. Fran's saying self-care is important. It sure is. Just a reminder to everyone that's watching, we usually do this every Friday night, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 6:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, depending on when I get home from therapy. Well, we didn't have therapy tonight. So, but yeah. Yes, and that too. What am I going to do without Mr. Tarot by Hilary here cooking for me, right? Need to eat. Yes, I do. Even though I did have a late lunch. All right. And also, if you're interested in getting a reading with me one-on-one, not dissimilar to what you saw in the mid-episode reading. Like, the cards will call you the fuck out if they need to. I am a tough love kind of tarot reader, but if you like that sort of thing, awesome. You can find me at tarotbyhilary.com, where I offer tarot readings and also EFT tapping sessions. So you can go ahead and book right there, tarotbyhilary.com, Hilary with one L. All right, let us do the weekend forecast. So tonight we are going to do the weekend forecast from the Super Attractor affirmation deck, 52 card deck, with words by Gabrielle Bernstein and artwork by Michaela Ezra. So let us go for it. What do we most need to know for this weekend? I think only one for tonight. There's other messages going on, but I feel like they're more for me than for you guys. So this weekend's forecast from the Super Attractor Tarot deck is: I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough to allow my vision to become my reality. I'll say that again. I trust that my powerful intentions combined with my faith are enough to allow my vision to become my reality. Well, there it is. All right. Good night, everybody. My back is absolutely killing me right now. I should have gotten 2 pillows for my back tonight. Once again, I thank all of you for watching and checking out or revisiting the Mystic Mondays tarot deck with me. You can find the Mystic Mondays tarot deck where books and tarot decks are sold. The publisher is Chronicle Books. If you want to take a look for them, Mystic Mondays Tarot by Grace Duong. And it looks like this right here. So tell them that Tarot by Hilary sent you. And check out my book if you haven't already. I love that people are still receiving it and getting their hands on it. Like, check it out. If you have any questions about my book, you know where to find me. Feel free to send me a DM. Let me know if you have any questions about the book. So Fran's saying, night all, see you again next week. Dina's saying, thanks again. You're very, very welcome. Katie, Kathy, Dina, Fran. Have a great week, everyone. You too. Just remember the weekend forecast. Remember to be kind and gentle to yourselves. It's been a little bit rough lately with, 7 planets in retrograde, going on 8 planets in retrograde. It's a lot. It's a lot to deal with, including Mercury in retrograde. That's not an excuse. That's just, reality. So be kind to yourself. Be kind to others. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you again next week, Friday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bye.